Oh, awesome. See waiting room.
Oh, cool.
People are getting on.
Can they hear us? Can you guys hear us? Connecting audio.
Let's see if we can get the chat box also up.
I can try a little mock. Join the meeting.
Amazing. Good morning. Can anyone, I know we have you all muted just for, so there's not background noise, but let us know if you guys can see the chat box.
Can we see the chat box?
Yeah, it's right here.
Does someone want to try typing something in the chat so we can see that that's working? Hopefully they can hear us. Yay! So you guys can hear us just fine.
Hi, Shelby. Hi, Chelsa. Yay, perfect. Okay, so people are starting to join. It looks like this is going to be amazing. Okay, good morning. So we're really not starting the interview until 10 a.m. So you guys are more than welcome to get cozy. We can chat in the chat box until we start if you guys want to.
We're going to be kind of figuring out how to get our panelists all on and get situated. And then, yeah, this is both of our first time using Zoom, right?
Yeah. So this is kind of weird. I don't know if anyone else has used Zoom, but
it seems pretty user-friendly, but
it's funny. Someone told me the other day, like, man, I really should have invested in Zoom because all of a sudden it's what everyone is using. So
we looked it up yesterday. It went up 100% from last year to this year, the stock.
Crazy. That's insane. I wish I would have known that the world was going to end.
Yeah, quarantine's getting me all into stocks right now. Well, Tim is really into stocks.
Yeah, so yeah, we can type something. Look, Leonella is here.
Leo.
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to see you guys. This is really weird, and we're probably going to be redundant for some of you guys that are getting on just because we have so much time. But we're trying to make this as like the event that we planned as possible. So it is, we're going to chat a little bit, introduce ourselves, and then we will have ourselves and the panelists video on so you guys can, kind of focus on them or us. And then throughout the chat, you guys can hi to everyone that's just logging on here.
So we have to manually admit everyone?
I think so. Okay. That's what I'm seeing, which is okay. But
hello.
I love how many people are getting on here, and we still have quite a few to go. So this is crazy, but yeah, so we're going to try to make it as like the event as possible.
If you guys have any questions during this, and I don't know if you're watching on your phone or your laptop, but you can always hop on and DM us. I will have my phone up on the messages the whole time. I'll let Sidney do most of the talking because she's just so good at it. And then I can be answering messages if you have any questions. So yeah, you can always ask us questions through the chat here or through our DMs on Landmark Collective. Yeah, maybe we should try to get the panelists on.
I think that's a good idea.
It's a great idea. Who wants to see our panelists? This weird curl. What are you guys doing right now? You should message us. What are you, you sitting in bed? Are you up? I saw one of you already worked out this morning. That's incredible.
Not us. Not today. Yesterday I did, I took my puppy out to Crevasse Moraine and
what's that?
Walked. It's like a trail off Palmer-Wasilla Highway, kind of by not equestrian.
I know what you're talking about.
Arabian. Anyways, so it was like a 1/4 mile downhill and the rest was uphill with the trail we took, and we did it twice.
Good for you. That's a workout.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty crazy, which, I mean, if you guys know me, I don't. work out as much as I probably should. But
Same.
anyways, so yeah, this is for anyone who has been to a networking event. This is not what it usually looks like. If you haven't been to a networking event, this is nothing like what it should be. There's something really special about the energy in a room when a bunch of like-minded individuals get together and are able to talk about different things, their passions, and learn from one another. So we're really trying to make this as similar to that as possible. But it is still, yeah, we're getting used to it. We're really sad that we can't meet with you guys in person.
We're in mourning.
Yes, we are. But yeah, I think it's a little bit, it is sad that we can't meet. Obviously, we didn't expect this to happen, so we really appreciate you guys supporting us anyway, logging on, and hopefully we'll still be able to have some really good discussion. And then in future events, I want to kind of let you guys know there's no really like easy way to, I guess, like ease into this. We were talking about doing elevator pitches at the first event, and then we're kind of like, okay, well, maybe not everyone knows their elevator pitch and different things like that. But at our events, after we do the interview with the panelists, we're going to be able to go around the room and everyone will have an opportunity to introduce themselves and say what they do in like 30 seconds or less. It's really not crazy. It's just the purpose of that is to really promote networking by
Reply.
Yeah, I would.
Just a joint meeting.
Yeah, because since they didn't get a ticket, they would be.
Oh, they didn't get the no.
Let me see. Anyways, so
that's exactly how they'll do it, right?
I think so. Let me see. I'm gonna text this to you. Copy and paste what I just sent you over the top into the message with them so they can jump on. They don't need all the bottom stuff, but yeah. Anyways, so we really want to give everyone an opportunity to give their elevator pitch. That way, you know, if it was like, oh, I'm Sidney, I'm the founder of Landmark Collective, a networking event, and then there was someone there, which obviously all of you guys know that, but if someone was there, they would be able to say, oh my goodness, I've been needing to go to a networking event. Let me go and chat with Sidney. Same thing with estheticians or photographers or realtors, anyone that we are, anyone that's there. So it'll give you guys an opportunity to kind of start the conversations with networking rather than maybe what would be more natural and sticking to what feels safe. I know that for myself, it's natural to be like, oh my gosh, I know Miracles. Let me stay over here and chat with her. But there's so many other people that I can learn a lot from, or I really need to connect with or want to connect with. So giving your elevator pitch kind of gives us an opportunity to do that.
Can't multitask.
No, I can't.
We're trying to get Chelsa on. Yeah. Also, if you guys want to share a little bit about yourselves too in the chat, like I see Lindsay Kidder's on here. She has her own cleaning business. I think it's called Mop. Really cute name. Anyway, but yeah, you should type your name, what you do, say hi, chat with us. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us if it's not working for you or something too. And yeah, how do we get?
She said she would join later.
Okay.
So, yeah, as people jump on, just say hi in the chat box. And then if you don't know, we're talking about branding today. So throughout the interview with the panelists, also, if you don't know, the panelists are Chelsa, Jay, Amber from Evergreen Esthetics, and Jordan, the owner of Innergy. So all business owners, incredible women. We're
have a
talking
good
to them
brand.
about branding. Oh my goodness. Hi, Leo.
We love you.
Yeah, we miss you.
Yeah.
Being not at work is kind of weird. Miracle and I work together also outside of Landmark. So we get to see each other, but we're missing all the rest of everyone.
The family.
Yeah. So,
yeah. It's been a hard week. I personally, like, I've done a lot around the house and try to get out and do walks and stuff, but my sleeping schedule is so off. I don't know if anyone else, I'm sure it's everyone, but I went to bed at 3 last night, woke up at 7, so
yeah, I think for me, I'm like lacking purpose. It feels really weird to wake up and not really have anything that's like pressing. Normally when I get up, start my morning routine, and no matter what time I have to do something in the day, I make it a point to leave my house. I get cabin fever super easily. I don't know if that's just me or other extroverts, but oh my goodness. Yes, Janelle, you have no idea. I am like, hello, Crema, Vagabonds. Like, can I have coffee with people, please?
Sidney would
like,
go sit in a coffee shop every day if she could for hours on hours. I mean, we just, so for you guys who don't know, we started planning Landmark in the beginning of January. I can't tell you how many hours we spent sitting in Crema.
Crema. I think it is Crema.
A lot of hours.
I know. They know. It was actually kind of funny. I didn't go for like 3 or 4 days a couple of weeks ago, and one of the baristas there was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long, because that's kind of my second home. It's not far from my actual home, so that's why. But just as an extrovert, I like to get out of the house and kind of give myself like a different work environment rather than staying in my bed or even at my desk at home. It's just nice to get a change of scenery. Plus, I have a very needy puppy, and he doesn't understand that we can't play fetch all day long. So if you guys have dogs, you probably can relate to that.
I'm gonna read this. Lindsay, Mop Cleaning Co., providing cleaning services to residential and commercial. You guys can all read this. I don't know why I'm reading it out loud, but this is what I want to see, you guys. Like, if we can't physically network, let's network through the chats. I mean, we're gonna have plenty of time. We'll probably be on until we're thinking 11. I mean, if the conversation is great and going longer and we're all engaging, we'll keep it going a little bit, but try to keep it around an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to keep it around the same time frame as if we were meeting in person.
Yeah.
So right around this time, you know, starting at 9:30, people would be showing up. If we were at our event, we'd all be getting acai bowls. But
I'm so sad about that. So sad.
Hopefully Lisa will still be able to jump on. Do you want to get her the info too?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so we would be logging on, and hi Marissa.
Oh, I love this. So you guys might already all have this, but as a business, oh yay, 2 of our panelists.
Yay.
We need to make sure this works.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you want like a pen and paper to take notes during this, because I'm sure we're all gonna learn a little bit. Yeah, take some notes, learn some stuff. Let's engage.
Let me
unmute radio.
We're gonna unmute Chelsa and
hi.
Amber.
Hi guys.
Hey.
The way that we have this set up is hopefully when we're talking or you guys are talking, Zoom will recognize our voices and open up you larger, so everyone that's watching will be able to kind of focus on the answers that you guys are answering. Yeah, that's an option that we have. And oh my gosh, is that, I think that's
Who's iPad?
I think iPad is Jordan. I think it is. I feel like I recognized her a little bit. That is Jordan.
Hi, iPad.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. It says connecting to audio. There we go. Unmute. There we go.
Yeah, unmute me.
Hello, beautiful.
How's it going?
Good. We've just been chatting with some of the ladies that are on here. We kind of ask people to put what they do, who they are in the chat box so we can meet who we're connecting with as we would have
Gotcha.
all together. So
Gotcha.
if you guys can see the chat boxes and
I don't know what I can see here.
Yeah, take your time, kind of figure everything out. We still have 10
Yeah.
our official.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I see the chat box, but I guess no one is here yet either, huh?
Oh, maybe.
Oh, okay. Now I can see everyone.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't know
Nice.
if you can see previous messages that were already.
yeah, we've had quite a few people. Melissa just jumped on and
Oh, okay. Now they're coming up.
yes.
Sorry, there was also like a bunch of new business loan stuff that came out this morning, so I've been like dealing with that since I woke up.
Yeah.
And it's all fake anyways, so don't apply for it yet.
Everything
Seriously.
is just flying at us really
Yeah, it's insane.
very quick.
Do you guys want me to turn mine wide like yours is? Should I?
Sure.
Does it matter?
I don't
You like a wide view or?
I like portrait. I wish my computer was portrait. It's just weird.
I know.
It's so
I
weird being
like
on a
it too, 'cause I have a
laptop.
lot of shit behind me.
I know. Can I just move all the stuff away?
We're just gonna cut it out.
turn your
Did you guys love those pictures that my niece sent? I don't even know what those were.
oh my
And then
goodness.
did you delete all the questions in the Google Doc?
I copied and pasted. I just cut and pasted it to a different one. Sorry.
That's okay. Wait, so Amber, you and wow, who are your names?
What's up?
Amber, Chelsa, Jordan, you guys all have the questions. You're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I actually took them all, I think.
Chelsa deleted them.
Sorry.
I can look at them on Instagram.
This is so cool. This is so fun. We should do
Can
this.
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, I've never used this computer before, so glad I got it down.
Yes. I know. Technology is weird. I was like, me and Sidney were on like an hour ago trying to figure everything out.
Yeah.
It's really weird because when you don't have an audience, it's like, how do you make sure all the settings are correct? But then when you have an audience, it's like, oh, we should probably have this figured out before people join. So,
Yeah.
We're like, Zoom
For sure.
See, we'll figure it out in 5 minutes.
And then, so are you guys in control that all these people are muted?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we have
Okay,
everyone
cool.
muted on entry just to avoid
Cool.
background noise when we're doing this. I think what we'll do is like throughout the interview, we're just going to ask people to join or like ask questions in the chat. Questions about what you guys are saying. And then near the end, I do want to, if people want to, we'll open their screens up and so we can kind of see everyone and talk with everyone and really get their questions answered and see where they're coming from. But for the interview portion, it's just easier. A lot of people have kiddos and puppies and things going on. And so we just want, everyone to be able to focus on hearing you guys and learning.
They come in automatically muted, you said?
Yeah, they come in automatically muted, but if people are joining with video, their video will still pop up. And then I'm just turning their video off. So sorry.
Did a lot of people want their money back, if you don't mind me asking?
No, we actually
good.
There were a couple of people that were asking us how we were gonna do it. But everyone has been really supportive and understanding about kind of changing plans.
Good, I'm glad.
We appreciate so much. We were really scared about this. And I mean, it's only $25, but you did pay to get something out of this. So we just had no idea the feedback. And I mean, we're just very grateful that everyone's been awesome and going with it and supportive still. So,
and like we were saying earlier before a lot of people jumped on, this is, if you haven't been to a networking event, this is nothing like the networking, like what we experience when you come to an actual event. And that's like, we're very sad that we're not all getting acai bowls and mingling and like able to really like get ready and stuff. So there's something about like the energy in the room when you're meeting with people and we don't get to experience that. So I'm really hoping that everyone is still able to take something away from today's meeting and then be excited about meeting in person, and coming together and like enjoying the energy and the vibes that we're able to do when all of this craziness ends, whenever that may be.
Yeah, for everyone just joining too, the chat box is open and you guys can ask us questions the whole time. We want you to get on and kind of introduce yourself. Like a few people already have, it's really awesome. So just get on. Who are you? What do you do? We're so happy to have you. We're so excited.
Make this.
We also could not believe that we sold, when we had the venue capacity, we sold out the.
I know, so cool.
That was,
You guys are awesome.
crazy.
It was really
you.
cool.
That was something that was really special because we really got to see everyone show up, like physically, you know. It's one thing, and it is really awesome when people are sharing your posts and commenting and like doing things that way. But when we I think you have to do it over here, but when we sorry, we're not doing video right now, just so people can kind of focus in on the panelists. But anyways, we have,
Jordan, have you just been living at your studio?
Yes, I quarantine here.
Yeah, I can tell.
No. I mean, it's basically like my normal life anyways. I go home and I come here. I wrote the state and said I would still be coming here to work or whatever, so I wouldn't get in trouble. Not that I'm probably a blip on the map in like everything they're dealing with, you know what I mean? But just in case, because I don't have like service, we don't have TV, we don't have internet at our house, so like I can't do anything from home. So yeah.
I wish I had a place, like a workspace to go to. And working from home is like probably the least productive thing for me, just because home is like kind of sanctuary. So it's like, I'm relaxed at home. I'm not in the right mind space to work. So it'd be cool. Eventually, hopefully Landmark will have a place,
right? A space.
But
that would be cool.
So,
Donna's here.
Can you guys see everyone that's like all the participants of people that are jumping on here?
Hi, Donna. I can see the chat is just what I've seen.
Yeah, I just see like you guys at the top, and then I see people like coming in on the side with their little messages.
Oh, cool. Oh my gosh. That's like my favorite adjective. Donna called us everyone powerhouse. Powerhouse. I love that.
You guys, I was gonna be on my second or third mimosa right now.
I'm kind of excited. I'm still in workout clothes.
Yeah, that's your professional attire. That works.
I know.
Like I didn't even. Yeah. That. I mean, I'm in dress clothes down here. You just can't see.
Yeah. And everyone was gonna be like in a nice top and then just like pants.
Pajamas on the bottom.
I found jeans. I did. It's like sweatpants or jeans. So just
I stuck leggings.
Yeah.
I'm definitely wearing leggings right now.
Yeah. Chelsa, I saw your video.
Oh.
Everybody who hasn't seen Chelsa's video needs to go on and see it.
Go watch
it. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did that for sure.
I didn't see it yet.
The music, oh my gosh, like instant good mood.
It was the cutest thing I've seen.
Okay.
I was so impressed.
So on the video, I actually had a question about that. On the video, there was the logo at the beginning.
Yeah.
Did you get a different logo?
I bought this branding package where I have like a bunch of different ones that I use for different stuff. So like they're all similar, like the whole vibe is really cohesive, but I like that one, just my favorite for maybe like weddings, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
We have 30. Everyone's starting to hop on. So hi everybody. In probably like 5 minutes or so, we'll start the official meeting. We'll go through introductions and then get to the interview. But everybody who's just joining, go ahead and just say a little intro in the chat. You can use the chat as much as you want during this event.
We don't want you guys to like forget about the questions that you have and to like save them to the end. So if one of our panelists is saying something really insightful, and you have questions about it, just comment them.
Hopefully it happens.
Nobody, crickets.
Yeah.
No,
No
but
one-
yeah, if you can make questions into like parts into the meeting, well, we will ask
Yeah.
them. If it's not, you know, working out time-wise, we'll maybe get to them at the end. But
Yeah.
yeah.
In actual meetings, when we are together in a space for the networking events, we will save questions for the end. And then everyone will have a chance to ask questions, give elevator pitches and things like that. And so for anyone that looks like Yvette jumped on with video, so we're just holding off on video until after the interview, just so everyone that is on can kind of focus in on the panelists and things like that. I'm gonna grab some water
Go for it.
because all this talking is making my mouth a little dry.
Yes.
Speaking of water, so thirsty.
I know. Hydrate. Okay. I'm okay. I have my bottle here.
Like as soon as I came on here and started talking to everyone, all my cats come into my room. They're like,
How many cats do you have?
I have 2, but there's 3 here. One of them's my boyfriend's brothers. So
Aww.
all 3 of them over here with me. So cute.
Oh yeah. People joining with who you are. Jordan.
Does mine not have it? Well, I don't even know how to do that.
It's okay, you're on. I mean, you're here.
Settings. Is that just like my iPad's name is iPad and my
No, that is totally all of us.
I know. I'm like, No, Chelsa says, no, you say you.
Is audio?
Oh, look, maybe I can rename myself. Yay.
Was that our audio? Weird.
I don't know. It's been doing that to me too.
It could be if you have like another like a phone or something really close to
Around.
using.
I don't know if it. Yeah, I think we're good.
It could.
Oh, Ariel's here. Man, there's a lot of cool people here. Look at everyone.
It says, I'm not good at introductions. You stop that. Yes, you are. I'm a licensed real estate. Okay, love that. So I want so many different niches and industries, like beauty industry, fitness industry, photography, real estate,
I know.
cleaning.
That's another great thing about
Love
when we
cleaning.
will all get together. I don't know. If anyone's in the market for a house, there will be some realtors there. If
Yeah.
anyone's in the market for, I don't know, a hairstylist or getting some extra.
Planning a wedding. I feel so bad for anyone planning a wedding.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being a bride right now?
No.
It's rough.
Are you experiencing some of that, Chelsa?
It's been really like stressful for a lot of companies right now, and yeah, it's just really just uncertain. It's just like uncertain for a lot of people, and a lot of people are postponing. But a lot of people also, I actually haven't had anybody that's been like too freaked out. They're just kind of rolling with it, you know, like, all right, this is what's happening in the world. Like we're all super uncertain, so we're just kind of doing the best that we can to figure things out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been good.
Yeah.
It's really sad and crappy for a lot of people that made plans and paid a lot of money to.
Yeah. My friend in Arizona is a wedding planner, and she's had like the brides for the next month have to reschedule.
How do you just reschedule? That's
like, and it's really hard. Some people, you know, at the beginning of this were able to like just downsize their wedding or different stuff like that and make it a more intimate thing. She's had a lot of people that have had to reschedule because obviously like the mandates and stuff are different in different states. So yeah, that's been really interesting to kind of hear from people in different places. If you guys have friends out of state, you probably have heard some of that also.
Okay, so it is 10:05, so we can get started, I'd say. We'll keep adding people as they join. It looks like we have just over half of the tickets we sold, so
Yeah. And people may jump on.
throughout.
But
But
it's still staticky.
Yeah, I was gonna ask too if people could respond and say if they can hear us or not. Because I'm getting a little bit of feedback over here, but that just might be life in general.
That's weird.
Yeah,
Pretty
see,
loud and
Danielle
dusty
just
right
said,
now.
Yeah. So someone said I can hear, but there's static as well.
yeah, so I think everyone's oh, two. Yeah, so the static, it's coming from, I want to say Chelsa or Amber. I'll just single you guys out. It's not
I don't know.
Phone. Push it to the side.
it's Amber.
Should I put some headphones in? I can
Um,
do headphones.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
might
oh,
help.
Kelsey's here.
Yay. Oh my gosh.
okay, yeah, maybe Amber go try some headphones or something. So yeah, Amber's experiencing some static, so we're gonna fix that. But do we want to start with our introduction?
Yeah, I'm going to say just a couple of words before we start. This is probably really redundant for a lot of people, but I just wanted to start off by saying that I'm Sidney Miracle, and we are the founders of Landmark Collective. We're really excited that everyone is here to learn and support, and you guys are really what makes this community thrive just by showing up in everyone's individual way. So if you haven't been to a networking event, this is maybe a fraction of the informations and connections and feeling that you'll get going to an actual event, but still we appreciate you guys all so much, and we know that this is going to be great. So if you guys can hold out through, if we can make it through quarantine, we can make it through anything. But we're definitely mourning a little bit about the event, and we just wish that we could say hi to you all in person. But we're still going to make the most of while we're here. So with that being said, welcome to our first Landmark event. And we'll get started by asking our panelists some questions. So Miracle, do you want to take it away with the first one?
Yeah, so Chelsa, I'll start with you. So we have three panelists today. The topic is branding. We're going to talk all about branding. And first, Chelsa, go ahead and just introduce yourself. Give us a quick background of your story, when you started, what you started, and how long you've been doing it. And yeah.
Okay, sweet. Awesome. So I'm a wedding and lifestyle photographer in Namatsu, but I travel basically everywhere from Valdez to Homer, and anywhere I can go, I'm going there. So I started in 2015 at a photo shoot. My friend had got this camera, and he wanted me to find models for this photo shoot, and so I found all the models and I organized everything. And then like when it came time to take the pictures, I was like really bummed because I'm like, well, I like did everything. I want to take the pictures, so I just went and got a camera and was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And then it turned into like this amazing passion of I don't know, just connections and people, and I've been doing it full time, I guess, since 2016, like 100% in. So 4 years, year 4.
Wow.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Amber, let's see if you're still staticky. And then, oh, she's muted. Do we have to unmute her?
Yeah.
Hold on,
It's
Amber.
okay. Unmute. There we go.
Did it go?
Yeah.
Okay, Amber, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do, how long you've been doing it. Give your story. Oh no. Can you hear us, Amber? Can you hear us?
Oh no.
It's okay. Jordan, do you want to go for right now?
Sure. So my name is Jordan Elkins. I own a fitness studio here in Wasilla called Innergy. We'll be open, I guess, for 2 years in June. I have been working in the fitness industry since about 2013. I was living in Dallas at the time and became a personal trainer. Fast forward, I don't know, I guess 4 years or so, and I ended up moving back home to Alaska, and I didn't really know where I was going to work. I always kind of felt like I didn't fit in to like corporate fitness. And a lot of the yoga studios here at the time were like full on teachers and didn't really have room in their schedule. I started teaching at Midnight Sun Yoga in Palmer for my friend Ailish, and I just like kept getting inquiries about people who wanted to like personal train with me and this and that. So I was like, I don't know. I started training people in the basement at my mom's house. And then like after a month, it got busy enough to where I had the funds to rent a space. And collateral damage was that I got a yoga studio out of it at the same time as I got to work with personal train. Yeah, Donna Smith, who's here, and actually Martha too, and probably a few other people were like my first people that'd be like, hey, come to my mom's basement, like it's time to work out. But from there, like this all got started, and now we offer yoga, bar, cycling classes, and I still personal train people here as well. So basically, like I was doing all of these things in Texas, and I just kind of got called inside back to Wasilla. And I'm lucky enough, grateful enough, and I guess I worked hard enough to get to still do everything I was doing that I thought I got because I was living somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like I thought I had all those opportunities because I was somewhere else other than Alaska, to be honest. And I was able to like make it happen here, which is like the best of all worlds that I wanted to be in. And so now I'm still here right now. It's basically just a large office at this point, but hopefully not for much longer.
I think that's, well, a really cool story that I kind of relate to in a way is like when you see something or you're doing something out of Alaska and you're like, excuse me, why is this not happening in Alaska?
Yeah, totally.
There are so many people
Totally.
that need my service, need what's going on here. I mean, just like when I heard that you guys were doing bar, I did bar in Arizona, and it's killer. If you haven't done bar, you're missing out. But something that I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know of any other places. And maybe now there are places that are doing it, but when you can be a trailblazer in Alaska for an industry, I think that's really, really awesome. Alaska's far behind the times in a lot of places. So getting everyone, connected and being able to offer that is really,
it's been great. There's always pros and cons to all that, but I'm sure we'll get into more of that here as we even talk about branding too. So I know it's been great. So that's me. And I'm in workout clothes because, well, I'd probably be in workout clothes even if we were all meeting in person. So that just is what it is.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So we're connecting.
Amber's connecting. Yep.
Did you type something? Oh, no.
Maybe.
Oh, my husband has decided to wake up. I can hear him. I mean, I can introduce myself. I'm irrelevant. I'm not a panelist, but I am the co-founder. So Sidney approached me right after Christmas, I think, and she had this whole idea. She has been to networking events in Arizona, and she just thought I would be a good co-host and someone to help her and just a like-minded kind of partner to go through this with. And I had no idea what this was. I've never heard of like the networking events or anything like this. So I was like hesitant and scared. And I'm not very, I don't see myself as outgoing. I see myself as more shy, but this has definitely gotten me out of my comfort zone a lot. We've spent hours on hours kind of planning this, and I see her vision, and and I'm a licensed esthetician in the state of Alaska. I work at Cloud9 Day Spa, and that's me.
Should I go also?
Yes.
Should I do this? Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sidney Roth. I am currently, I'm in my last semester, earning my degree in entrepreneurial studies with an emphasis in social media marketing. It's something that I'm super passionate about, just entrepreneurship in general. If we had time to talk, I could tell you probably 50 ideas that I have going on in my mind at one time. But yeah, so I'm just getting started with life, I guess. And this is my first thing that I'm really excited to bring to life and share with all of you guys. And to be honest, I was kind of shocked at the feedback that we got from Landmark with just, I guess, being young. Miracle and I are 6 years apart in age. And so finding like-minded people has been a challenge for me to share my passions with. So when we saw so many people that were like, yes, a networking event, and just supporting one another was really, really awesome. And I can't wait to do more and kind of grow in my passions as we see all of you guys grow too. So, and I work at Cloud9 also. I'm the director of social media and public relations over there. So we work together all the time.
Yeah.
Um,
So, okay, can't get Amber on. I'm just going to go into the question. Amber can play catch up when she figures her technology out. So, Chelsa, hi.
Hi.
So,
Oh, Amber might be here now. Oh, no, but still says connecting.
let's see if that works. Well, technology.
Oh my gosh, Chelsa, honey.
Amber, are you there?
She's muted.
Oh, there we go. Hold on. Are you there?
Yes, can you hear
Yay!
me? Oh my gosh, what a pain in the butt. Okay, I'm so glad I got this. On the phone is the OG.
Okay,
Let's do
Amber,
this.
so who are you? When did you start your venture that you're on? And when did you take it full time? And what's your why behind your business?
Okay, so I'm an esthetician. My name is Amber Sizemore. I own Evergreen Aesthetics. I specialize in skincare specifically, but I also like to dive into more holistic health and really taking care of your body from the inside because it's going to reflect on the outside. Evergreen is really just about natural beauty and just really shining light on that like raw, authentic side of yourself. So honestly, I think I started about 2 years ago. I kind of dove into aesthetics as a 17-year-old. So it was like, I don't even know what year that was, but about 4 or 5 years ago. And then I became licensed 2 years ago. So I really only had the business for 2 years, but my why, just to make people feel good. It's so hard to look in the mirror sometimes and love every single piece of yourself that you see. So to highlight like your real face and the real sides of yourself, like, and to love all of that is not easy. So I want to make that easy on people and help them just flourish.
I love it so much.
But that's it.
Oh my gosh.
So Amber, okay, so the first question is, what is brand management? We'll just see who wants to kind of talk on that first. Maybe what does it mean to you to have a brand, or what is a brand?
Yeah, why is it important to have a brand? And then how has branding helped your business?
I think branding is important because you won't blend in as much. There's so many of us that do the same thing, so many different places. So it's easy to get lost in the mix. And when you have something that people can refer back to, or they'll see that and they'll remember that, that is, I feel like, a huge key factor of having clientele and having return clientele especially. So that is mostly like when I think of brand management, I think like, okay, you're not going to get lost. It's not like a giant jigsaw puzzle. Like you're a pin on the map. So that's how I think of it.
I
Cool.
love that. Do Chelsa or Jordan want to add to that at all?
Yeah, I will. For me, obviously, I'm not just like one person that works in here. So branding is a little bit like I look at it a little differently. And so, right when you guys asked that question, my first thought was branding allows my company to stand by itself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not only so that I can maybe go on a vacation sometime, but so that people know if they're coming in here, if they're working with someone who is associated to that brand, to the Innergy name, they can expect like a certain level of service and care. You know what I mean? So it's like, for me, it's like if an instructor writes like, I'm an instructor at Innergy, someone goes like, whoa, okay, that's awesome. You know what I mean? They must know what they're talking about. And so for me, like branding from a personal standpoint allows me to detach from my company, which isn't obviously what I'm like trying to do. I'm always going to be attached in some way, but I want to be able to be at home and have an instructor be here and have them feel like it's their place too. And so if I wanted to call my gym Jordan Elkins Gym, I would have done that. You know what I mean? But it would have been like a totally different feel and I would look like a jerk. You know what I mean? Like it's not about me. It's about the people that come here. And so for me, and like the logo and the branding and everything, like that makes all of that possible. And in a way, like makes the impact of my company so much more like grand and possible. And now if you even look at what's happened in the last lovely 2 to 3 weeks of life, it allows that impact to not be confined in these walls, but has taken it even farther. You know what I mean? And it's been like, I mean, it hasn't been seamless, but it's been possible, I think, because of the branding that's been in place from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I think that kind of goes hand in hand also with like your workspace environment and like creating a brand that your employees, all of your instructors and people that you're working with understand like the same values, like all of those things hand in hand. And then that's like everyone that walks into your space can feel the energy, no pun intended, can really like, it's different. Like you're saying, it's not Jordan, it's Innergy and
exactly
special.
Exactly.
It's something that people are going to remember how they feel.
Yeah, which can be a little different, obviously, from like Amber and Chelsa. They are people who, you know, at least for right now, whether they want to expand their business, they have every possibility to do that. So branding for them is going to represent something a little bit different. So for all the people that are here, like those are just like, you know, branding can encompass so like this huge spectrum, you know, of things, whether it's individual or, you know, a company that has employees, but there's still a lot of similarities, but there are going to be some differences too.
Something I wanted to say too, and why we chose branding as the first topic was I think everyone in themselves, no matter what they do, has like a brand. And to me, like I think of it as simple as like, I don't know, I preach double cleansing and I have a lot of my clients now say like, oh, I double cleanse. Like I think of you when I double cleanse. Like that's kind of part of my personal brand. Like Jordan, you know your little leg thing you do in the mirror? When you're like,
Oh God.
That's a part of like your brand. Like if I people want to emulate that and like do that now.
Yeah.
And they'll tag you and they think of you and they're like, this is so like that's to me like the simplest terms of a brand and what everyone can have a brand for themselves.
For sure.
So
yeah, and taking that like from your personal brand to like your business, also thinking like, which a lot of the topics will intertwine with each other throughout this, but like your professionalism and your brand, you know, like the type of language you use, different stuff like that. And it doesn't matter. There's not one correct way to do things, but it all reflects you and your brand and something that like Jordan said, whether or not you're an employee from somewhere or you are a business owner, that reflects, it can either reflect on you or your business, just depending. So those are topics we'll get into later this year, and then be able to kind of shed light back onto branding. But it's really true. Everyone kind of can have a different definition of branding depending on where they are in their professional journey or even their career. So
Chelsa, did you have anything to say on that topic?
Well, I just thought it was kind of cool how, like, hearing both Amber and Jordan were like talking about the experience that they're kind of giving and like putting off with the brand too. And I think that's really cool because I feel like a lot of times for me, my brand is my experience that I'm giving people, and people are like, oh, I want like, oh, I heard that you were super fun to work with or whatever. And like connect that with like what my images look like and kind of, like we all do have to stand out in a way because there are so many different things, but I think the experience and then like, the vibe and the personality is a huge part of what branding is.
Definitely.
For sure.
So something big to us is an elevator pitch. We believe that everyone should have kind of their elevator pitch. And what we mean by that is when someone asks, who are you? What do? You want to get it out there quick. You want to hook them and say, like, oh, I'm Miracle. I'm a licensed esthetician in the state of Alaska, and I'm specialized in skin and brow artistry or whatever. So
yeah,
kind of like your quick little hook and get people enticed and get your point out kind of fast. So does anyone have their elevator pitch? Do you know what yours is?
No,
Anybody?
I went first last time.
Oh, okay. I would probably say I'm Jordan Elkins. I'm a multi-fitness modality coach. I own a fitness studio called Innergy where we make fitness possible for anyone at any age with any type of fitness experience, really. You know what I mean? Modifications are our biggest things, and we're going to make it possible no matter what.
Love it.
I love that.
Chelsa?
Mine would just be like, basically I did it in the beginning. I'm Chelsa. I'm a wedding and lifestyle photographer in the mat too, but I travel all over, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
But like, yeah, you got your key points across, like what you specialize in, and that you travel, and I think that's huge. Amber?
Right, guess it's my turn. Okay, so I don't technically have an elevator pitch. I feel like me as a person, I'm such a rambler. So when I try to do an elevator pitch, it's more of like a, hi, I'm Amber. I'm a licensed esthetician, skin specialist, and I guess I'm a skin specialist and a natural beauty specialist. Like,
holistic thing. I really like that.
It's not, yeah, like, and I like to say holistic, but the thing is, some people take that as like a hippy dippy kind of like, oh, she does like, okay, well, she doesn't really do anything like special. And it is special the way that you go about it, just taking care of yourself, boom, like everything just falls into place. So my little elevator pitch is just basically saying that I'm a skin specialist and holistic esthetician who specializes in natural skincare. And yeah.
No, I love it. It's hard. I mean, I think it's really hard.
It is. It's hard to like make yourself sound like authentic and different when you really do things that a lot of other people do. Like me and you, Miracle, we do the same thing pretty much, except your spa is just, it's like a medical spa, whereas mine's like a holistic natural spa. So
yeah.
Something that I'm going to add really quickly is one of my favorite shows, Schitt's Creek. If you've seen it, then like, if you know, but anyways, there's this scene where one of the characters is giving his pitch and his mom says to him, okay, pitch me, but keep in mind that I have to get off at the next floor. And that's like something that really sticks into my head is like, you have this much time. Every interaction can be networking and getting people, turning someone from just a person into a client, or something like that. So not even necessarily being like, you can totally be able to elaborate, I'm a big elaborator. Miracle tells me all the time I drag things into the ground. Like I'm like explain and explain and explain, but just kind of being able to be like, yeah, this is what I do. And then allowing that person to ask questions and things like that. And it's really not about necessarily having something super scripted, just keeping in mind like, oh, if someone asks me what I do, what is my answer going to be? Rather than being, oh, well, I do, you know what I mean? Just having something kind of on the tip of your tongue where people aren't gonna lose, you're not gonna lose people's attention quickly. So that's something that I always think about when I think about my elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you guys use your branding, or what is your branding strategy, and how do you use it to target your ideal client?
So my branding strategy is very minimal, very like minimalistic. So my target audience is minimalists and people who are super into that, what's the word, that like aesthetic appeal of like clean, very not bland, but just like sleek and modern. So my logo, for instance, is very basic, pretty simple, and the color scheme is just very bright and light. So I'll end up throwing just pretty much random pictures that are not so random, but they bring that feel, like that mood to my business on my Instagram page specifically. So it's nice to be able to throw like my logo, some of my work, and then just some random things, and it all just like falls together like a puzzle piece. You have all the bright and the white and the pink and the clean and the aesthetics. So I think color scheme and your logo itself, putting that out there for people to see, it's not only inspiring for the consumer, but for the other people who are wanting to start those kind of businesses. So I feel like inspiration behind a brand is like what draws people in specifically. So I use like all of my colors at my advantage.
Wow. You're a colors and texture girl for sure.
Thank you. Yes.
Chelsa or Jordan, do you have a branding strategy you use?
I guess for mine, it would just be like my aesthetic of the pictures and like what it looks like, more dark, moody, like closeness, but also kind of like fun and love, you know? And I know that people usually, what I've heard is like, oh, I know automatically when I see your pictures, they're your pictures because they look a certain way. Like they are consistently like darker and like the branding stuff that I just got, the branding, like whatever brand. The branding stuff I just got, it's kind of just aimed towards that too. It's like darker, kind of quirky, weird, like the skeleton hand and the UFO and just stuff like that that kind of is cohesive with more like not your normal. I'm not light and airy. I'm not like super happy, cheery. Like I have tattoos. My hair might be green at your wedding. Like just like that's kind of the whole strategy is like, you know, that vibe. There's like a like that niche, you know. So and I think that just comes across in that.
You mentioned too, like I feel like your branding strategy is you put out who you are, and that's who you attract.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, like who I am in my stuff, like it's just naturally like that, and that's kind of how it worked out. So, yeah.
Jordan?
While we were listening to you, it's like I was thinking about this for what I see our company Innergy as something that like there isn't really any other of in the nearby valley, but at the same time some of our modalities exist in other places, and like our target person is obviously going to be someone who doesn't want to go to Planet Fitness all the time, who doesn't want to go to the Alaska Club, who kind of wants to be taken care of through their fitness experience, you know what I mean? And also someone who like is curious maybe about yoga or curious about bar or curious about these things and knows that they're going to get the care that they might need to start a fitness, you know, routine. I think that would be like our target market per se, because I don't include like our already existing members as target. You know what I mean? Because they've like bought in, they're here, they're down, like they're all things energy. You know what I mean? And they lead the way with a lot of our marketing things because I know a lot of them personally and I know what they want to see, or maybe I feel like the confidence boost that they need or something, you know, that I can get them through our marketing. But when it comes to reaching out to people that maybe aren't here yet, I definitely try to get the people that are like, oh, I want to try yoga. Like I could go there, because they don't really look like they're going to start chanting and talking in Sanskrit right away. You know what I mean? Like I like to see Innergy as like the bridge between I've never done that, I've never cycled, I've never worked out, I never thought this was possible, to like, oh no, I'm in, I cycle, I'm a yoga person, I go to bar, I do this. You know what I mean? So kind of like, I guess it's hard to explain because we also have some like really hardcore fitness people. You know what I mean? Like they probably work out like more days than me. And like I said earlier, I quarantine in this place. So it's hard and I've thought about this myself, even when building like our mission statement and stuff, because it's hard, but it's like we're a private gym. So you're going to go here if you don't want to go to, you know, a bigger place where you're just like a number that walks in the door. But we're also very inclusive in the fact that if you want to come here one day and then never come back, you're going to get treated the exact same way we're going to treat like our longest standing member. You know what I mean? And so I try to have our marketing stuff reflect that you're going to get taken care of. We don't care if you're a beginner or not, and that you're going to get the same service no matter who you are, because we see you. You know what I mean? And so it's like an inclusive private fitness experience, which I know can be like seen as something totally backwards, but I mean, we reflect that in our marketing and just like, hey, you've never been to a class? Cool. Hey, you've been to 100 classes? Cool. You know what I mean? Everyone's on that same plane.
I feel like you,
Long-winded.
whether intentionally or not, I feel like you use education as part of your branding strategy. You educate a lot, and I feel like what you said, you reach your target audience by education and making them feel comfortable to come to your place. So I think education
Totally.
is probably one of your, like I said, whether intentionally or not, it's a branding strategy. I see it as.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'm gonna skip through a couple of these, but which one should we do?
Let's do
No,
let's do company culture. I feel like we've already addressed those.
How can branding be used to improve company culture?
Ooh, I love that. I feel like my brand in that sense would be teaching our culture to love yourself and take care of yourself versus I need to fix myself, I need to fix this, I need to change this, I need to get skinnier, blah 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 blah. Like even like Jordan specifically, your brand and your business helps people change for the better, and that gets traveled through the whole community. That isn't just something that goes to the person that went there. Like I found out about Innergy through a ton of people who were going there, and I was like, okay, I need to go here. And as soon as I went there, it was like, oh my gosh, like I need to come back. Like, oh my, like, and it was just the community, and it's changing, and that's due to the businesses that we have today. So when you have a specific motto or a specific, let's just stick with motto because I can't think of a better word, then it travels and people, they take it to heart. So I feel like culture and business go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And how it transfers like into my company from like we have like every month we try to get all the instructors together. Obviously it can be hard with schedules, but the same thing I say to people who walk in the door, I say to instructors, because I've been an instructor who has worked at corporate fitness boutiques, all different kinds. And I only worked at like one place that actually treated me like I was a human being. You know what I mean? And I've seen this recently
Seriously.
too. I've seen this recently too, written in something like, your company is only going to be as good as like the people, you know, as how you treat your employees. And so I was even just messaging with my instructors this morning. It's a personal mission of my own to make sure that every one of my instructors, hopefully, you know, feels like I will take care of them to the best of my ability, and that just like I would treat a client who walks in the door, you know, that is paying for a service or whatever, I give that same attention and care to the instructors. And I want them to know like that they're constantly valued. This, like, what Innergy is now is like a manifestation of the people that work for me. Like, I could not do this. It would not be this big without them. And like, I let them know that actively, and that causes a ripple effect, you know, out into the community with what our company and what our business does. So I take that brand and what I just said the brand stands for, you know, 5 minutes ago, and I mean, it's consistent throughout every dealing that we have. Does that make sense? Like, from me to the instructors, from the instructors to other instructors, like, it's consistent. And I mean, that's how it impacts the company, you know?
I actually love that. I was listening to a podcast a few days ago with the marketing director at Kate Spade, and I love Kate Spade, obviously, like colorful and fun and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have a company that puts out that kind of product and where the employees go to a stale work environment. Where everyone is just crunching numbers and things like that. So I think something that the marketing manager said is we have a lot of, it's like a women dominated business. So we have a lot of baby showers, we have a lot of bridal showers, and we have a lot of cupcakes. And they just said cupcakes are a part of our company culture. And I thought that was so interesting because it's like something so small is like, it does improve, and it improves the culture. It makes people happy. You're coming to work and you know that you're valued, you know that you're appreciated. And that automatically makes you want to do good work. So when you're working for someone that has a strong company culture of positivity, loving one another, loving yourself, how could that not then like transfer into your clients? You know,
Totally.
if you don't
Exactly.
know yourself, if you don't have a brand that is true to your company's culture, or if you're not emitting that, people will catch on. None of us are stupid. No one's gonna, you know, if you're like, yay, we love ourselves, and then you're in the back room yelling at your employees, people are gonna notice that, like the energy.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good point. And even as like, if you're, I'm just gonna say like a sole proprietor or a business owner of something where you don't have employees or you're not working for someone, it still translates. If you are not taking time for yourself, if you're not making the effort to love on yourself or invest in yourself, like an employee, like you would want to invest in employees, or you would want an employer to invest in you, it will reflect with your clients or people that you're interacting with. So I think company culture,
Sure.
like, not specific to people that have employees.
Now I'm gonna add cupcakes.
You should.
How do you guys use social media to tie into your branding strategy, Chelsa?
Ooh, mine, I feel like mine is all like personality, like fun, like hilarious stuff. Cause with mine, like, I'm so bad at using Instagram because I hate it, because I'm really like, I'm not an OCD person. I don't really care about like stuff like that. But when it comes to like that, I'm just like so weird about posting. So I do everything in my story, and I'll like mix it in with like my own whatever, and then my work. And so I kind of just like tie in that part of the brand. It's just like, me, hi, because you're hiring me, right? So I'm like, here I am, here's my life. Also, here's this that I'm doing with like my family or your family or whatever too. And so I kind of do that. And then I kind of like with Instagram at least. And then it's really all I do, I guess.
No,
I don't know. It goes together.
Definitely. I actually found you through a giveaway because I won a giveaway with you. But once I started following your Instagram, it was definitely like you can see your personality. You're so much fun. Like, I don't know who wouldn't want to work with you. But like you said, you're going to attract kind of what you put out, but you use your personality,
Totally.
your branding strategy and stories a lot. So
I think that's such a real thing too, is like sometimes Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you're using sucks. And I like, that is what I do. That is like what I want to do. There's not a day where I'm not frustrated with it. And so I think, yeah, you don't have to be using, I mean, I encourage social media, but if that's not how you want to do your brand, good for you. Don't feel pressured into fitting this mold of a business model that maybe is working for other people. If it's not you and you don't want to be posting every day, you don't want to be doing templates on your story, you don't want to like whatever other people are using, don't conform to that if that's not you, because it won't be as good as if you're posting what you want to post.
Right.
So I think that's really, really honest and awesome.
I think for everyone listening to, it's like when you're considering how you want to run your social media, I think it's really important to start with like, what are the bare bones of your company? Like, what service are you trying to provide? Because like, if you look at Chelsa, for example, I've done a few shoots with Chelsa, like there might be a time that I'm like taking my clothes off in front of Chelsa, but if I can't connect to her, you know what I mean, in the middle of like a shoot, but if I look at her social media and I like can't find a connection, that might be hard. Like I might not hire her or want to approach her for like, you know, a shoot where I'm either going to get like personal with a partner, with a friend, or just myself if I don't have a connection. So I know there's a lot, like we said, a lot of different people that are listening right now for, you know, from all different things to nutrition to, you know, realty, X, Y, and Z, all that stuff. Like start with like, what is the service you're trying to provide? Does it matter if a person knows you personally? Because like for me on Innergy's Instagram, yeah, they're gonna like, people are gonna know it's me because we're a small town and they know it's me. But like, if it's someone brand new that clicks on Innergy, they're gonna be like, Jordan Elkins who? And that's not important to me. Like I don't need them to know who Jordan Elkins is. But if I'm a photographer, I might want them to. If I'm an esthetician, I might want them to. You know what I mean? Like, so it's really important to see like, I guess the angle and the direction you want to go with your social like marketing or social media, because there are like a lot of different ways it can go. And so start like, to make it so not so daunting, like start by like, okay, what are like 3 really important things that I want someone to know right when they look at my Instagram or right when they look at my Facebook? You know what I mean? And like, and go from there. Like, do they need to know you? Do they need to see the people that you work with? Do they need to know where you're located? You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
because it can be a lot.
To touch on that too, like what I had done in the beginning was like, I am taking these pictures and I want to show them off to like impress, I don't know, other photographers, and I had to stop doing that. I'm trying to attract a client.
Yes.
I'm providing a service. I'm not posting to show these things to like make friends or look pretty, like, which I am too, because I'm like that, but like, I'm providing a service. Like, this is what I do. I shoot weddings. I have this. So like, when you have a product, like, this is my product. I make this, or I do this, or, you know, you're showing what you do, and also like targeting who you're getting to, like, who you want to work with, not just other people do the same thing.
Totally.
Totally.
I want to bring up one of your questions, because all of us on this panel and us too, we're more service-based. And Danielle asked, for all of you guys provide a service for people for the most part. What is your advice for branding for people who provide a product only? I think a lot of this still applies, especially kind of what we were just getting into. But what's your advice for someone who sells a product?
I think it totally applies. Like, why should I buy that product? How's that gonna make my life better? And why should I, you know, use funds or use my energy to get it? You know what I mean? Like looking at, I don't know what, you know, product it is. But I have like an example with some people who are listening in right now. There's a realtor, and this realtor used another person's sign and like contracted her to make a sign for people who just bought a house using her. Does that make sense? And so it's like that person provides a product, and now the person who made that sign that says like their last name established here, that the realtor, who's also here, bought from her to give to that couple who just bought a brand new house. So now that person who makes, you know, say her product is only making signs, that's awesome. But now she can show like this is now an important and integral part of these people's home. You know what I mean? What an awesome like home gift, you know what I mean, to give to someone when they first buy a house. And it's so much more than that, you know what I mean? So I would say, look at the product, like what kind of emotion do you want it to instill in someone when they buy it? Like even if you look at face lotion, like when I buy my face lotion from my esthetician, I'm like, I want these wrinkles to be gone, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I want. So when I see that lotion, I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, give me that. It's just lotion, you know, like, but there's like a factor that my esthetician has obviously instilled in me that it's important, you know, and I connect like to that. I guess maybe I'm not explaining that right, but why does someone need your product? Why? And what can it make them feel?
Yeah. And
or what can it serve for them?
Why do they want it from you? When a lot of the markets here are saturated, like, and you did touch on this, but there could be 10 people making signs for, you know, realty and doing that stuff. Why is that person going to choose you? Where have like you put yourself out there? Is that your niche? If not, maybe you're perfect for something else, and you will find your niche, you will find your people. But again, I think that's kind of playing into something that Chelsa said, where do not do your business to impress other people in the industry. If that is your why, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. If you're, you know, do it for yourself, do it for your family, your kids, because you love it, whatever your reason is. Don't let wanting to impress other people or trying to copy someone else's work, or, you know, they're doing this, so I'm going to try that. And maybe that will work, you know, maybe, but having an individual spin on it and making it your own, you are going to find people. If you're providing a product, you are going to find people that have that niche. One of my favorite Alaskan brands, or Alaska owned brands, is Mountains and Mermaids. I'm sure a lot of people know about them and have their stuff, and they have a very specific brand, and it's on everything. And people who love mermaids and love mountains and love Alaska identify with that, and they say, oh, I want that sweatshirt. Oh, I want that. And it's because it inflicts like an emotion, like Jordan was saying, in you. That mermaid on the rock makes me happy. Oh, I think or this is funny, or whatever it is. You want to represent that brand for that person. So if you're providing a product, I would say like kind of stay true to who you are and your brand, and like customers will line up, like they will fall in line, because it will be unique.
I also have one last thing to say about that, just while we're on it, is that I noticed too that everyone on here has professional photos, and I'm not saying this because I'm a photographer, but I'm saying that helps, and to like find somebody that matches your style with your product.
Yeah,
so like
for sure.
Your product, like sunny outdoor like lotion or whatever, like you know, Mountains and Mermaids, like what aesthetic matches that, like what tones, and then kind of like build your social media to go with that, what you're wanting to do. And camera phone stuff.
That's huge. Chelsa, that's a really great point.
Well, one of our questions was, what are the benefits of being professionally branded? And I think that can, I mean, as far as like logo, website, and photos, I mean, I think.
Well, let's just jump into that question.
So what are the benefits of being professionally branded, and are you professionally branded?
For me, it's all about like looking polished. You know, if I'm like gonna sit here and tell you all that you're gonna get taken care of when you come in here, but I only have a Facebook page with no pictures and like a phone selfie of me, like that might not come across, you know what I mean? So these are like, all my answers are kind of like just circling back into one another. It's like authenticity, like the service you want to provide should reflect through everything that someone can find on Google. Now you might also find like a selfie of me from my phone, but like that's not all you're gonna find. You know what I mean? So it's just like that overall like consistent look of looking polished, and like we mean what we say is what it is for me. You know what I mean? Like I have like Innergy has a huge like professional website that probably no one looks at, because we're not like a website generation. I think right now we like go to Facebook or we go to Instagram, but a lot of the same things are like shared in there. You know what I mean? So that if someone did go to the website, they could find all the same information. And like I 100% back what Chelsa said about getting professional photos done, because it just makes the marketing and content side of things so much easier, like a ridiculous amount easier. I can't say that enough. So helpful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just really quickly, we are going to be going over our time, which is totally fine if you guys are all okay with it. Are you guys good?
I got nothing else going on today, if you can believe that.
I didn't want
Yes.
I didn't want to be, like, oh my God, Tyler. I'm thinking 15 or so.
Yeah.
Because I do want to answer a few questions, but let's keep this going a little bit longer. I want to talk on a couple more topics. This one.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel when when others copy or rip off your brand? And we can talk about being, like other people being influenced by you or things that you're doing. Inspired, or straight copying of your brand.
So I've personally never been straight copied, but I follow multiple estheticians that I have seen screenshots of straight copying, and it not even being my business, I was fuming inside. Like I was so mad. Like I love Instagram, but making Instagram content is absolutely exhausting, especially when I don't have professional photos or anything done, but I have like the rest of it. So I just work with what I have, and it is so exhausting to make those little infographics and make the quotes and add all the personal touches, and to have somebody see that and be like, oh, I'll just freaking stamp that right onto my page. Like, you have no idea how that like crushed me inside. And I mean, it didn't happen to me, but I know it's happened to other people. I've seen it happen to multiple other estheticians. So, and it's just awkward to have to confront that person and be like, look, you're not being original at all. And I put in many, many, many hours of sitting in front of my screen to do this. So get your stuff out of here.
There's ways to credit who, if you are going to.
Yeah, exactly. There's ways to credit those people. And I mean, for instance, like Kim Kardashian's, her fragrance line, all of those pictures that aren't of her bottles, she has quoted the person that took those pictures. So, and that's one thing that I use like in my branding thing. Like if I do take someone else's art, I try to find the actual photographer or artist and then tag them. I haven't really been super successful in that, but I do take the initiative to at least go out and look and find those things, because it sucks having things ripped off from you. And I mean, you put so much time and effort. So yeah.
That's really good.
I feel like for me, like recently I had a really good friend of mine become a photographer, and everyone would be like asking me like, oh my gosh, doesn't that bother you? Like, doesn't that she's going to be like taking your clients. And I'm like, for me, like, and our style is similar. Like, and when I started, I was like looking for a style and like trying to find what I liked, and like, I get it. And like, you're trying to figure it out. And then like, for me, like there are very few original like ideas and concepts, especially with like photos. There's very few. You can put your own spin on it, whatever. And it like doesn't bother me to see somebody like following my footsteps or like kind of doing the same thing that I'm doing, because we're two completely different people. And like, you're going to be you and I'm going to be me, and I do my thing this way and you do it your way. And like, if it's similar, that's cool. But I don't know. I don't really find it, like, I could get where, like, I don't like really put a lot of time into like my Instagram grid or like writing stuff out or like anything like that. So I could see where that would be annoying, spending a lot of time doing something like that and then having it completely like taken. I just kind of am like, whatever. But I think it's kind of flattering when people do want to kind of like, you know, not copy, but kind of like go for your style because they think it's cool or whatever. So I don't know. I haven't had any like real big issues with that. But I think we're all our own people and kind of just have to be cool with that.
Yeah, Amanda just chatted in and said that's where like branding becomes really important, because no one can do what you do. And I totally agree that it can be frustrating as all get out, because you do spend a lot of time on it, and because you've even spent the time to like brand what you do. I try, when I see, you know, little things happen, I try to just be like, well, you know what, maybe it's helping them be better with how they run their company and how they try to use social media and things like that. If they're copying me, obviously they're like giving more attention to their own business and trying to be better. So like, come along, let's all get better. You know what I mean? I can't say that that's like always the stance that I take, but I think that like even meetings like this, like everyone listening and everyone in here, like Amanda said, or Amber said, credit people, you know, like it doesn't, like, you're not going to recreate the wheel with anything that we're doing. You might have a new spin on it, like Chelsa said, but like, I have no problem saying like, hey, I got this quote from so-and-so, look how awesome they are, and it should be shared with our people, you know? So it's definitely frustrating. I definitely agree with Amanda that it's like, just get better at your branding too, and then no one will be able to do it like you. And also see it as like kind of a follow the leader situation, like as best as you can, just to like keep yourself on the positive side of everything.
I think something that I thought about while you were saying that is also, first of all, if you are not a graphic designer, if you're not like, if you are like, wow, I can't make that logo, but I would really love a logo. There are professional branders. There are people
Totally.
at this event that are professional branders, and it's like, reach out to them. Also, sharing resources are big things. If you are like, this is exhausting, I can't do it, I just want to copy someone, like, don't let yourself go there. Ask for help. We never got anywhere by not asking for help from people who do it. Mm-hmm. So that was the first thought that I had. And then the second thought that I had is we also live in an age where, because of the prevalence of social media, if I see something on one of, or I share something, let's say I take a photo of Chelsa's and I'm like, this photo is so amazing, and I share it. Maybe not Chelsa because she doesn't love social media or Instagram, but a lot of people say, oh my gosh, look at Sidney, she reposted my work. She's awesome. Yep. Check her out. And now you're doubling your audience because you gave the credit. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you are only holding yourself back by not saying, look at this person, because we do live in a community, or we live in a world where everyone is about support. And right now, more than ever, we're seeing that, where, you know, if Miracle's seen a lot of success with, you know, sharing other estheticians' work outside of the state of Alaska or inside the state of Alaska, and where they'll, you know, say, oh my gosh, this chick Miracle really liked my work enough to share it, puts it on their story. And now all of a sudden you can see in your analytics, if you have your Instagram on a business profile, how much that person is helping you grow. Views on your account, follows, different things like that. So that's also something, is just like, you're only holding yourself back if you're not willing to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's continue. We have a few fun questions.
Well, yeah, so we'll kind of like answer a couple listener questions if we have them. So if you guys do have questions from the meeting at all today, I would pop them in now, because we're gonna check those in just a couple minutes. But I listened to a podcast where they end It's the Skinny Confidential. She ends every interview she does with having that person kind of share, well, a couple things. And I love it so much. So what's a resource that has inspired each of you? Something that either a mentor, a podcast, a book, a YouTube channel, it could be a documentary or a movie, but what's a resource that you love?
I mean, other than like my friends who have helped me start the business, I love podcasts. I listen to Moon Body Soul. I listen to Boss Babe and Manifestation Babe. All three of those are really good. The second two, the Boss Babe and the Manifestation Babe, are definitely more like boss, go get 'em kind of thing. The Moon Body Soul is definitely like the more internal work, the hard, gritty stuff. And books, like I skim through so many books. I don't have a specific book that I look through. I don't have a specific like show that I watch, but I refer immensely to Instagram. Like the whole part of inspiration, like to go along with the copying, finding inspiration through Instagram is one of my main like branding strategies, I guess you could say. I kind of see like what attracts me, and then I find out what about it I like, and then I'll kind of make it into my own. So I just use my people around me. Those are like my main resources, and then some podcasts here and there.
Yeah.
A book called The One Thing would be the one thing that I share. Was huge for me. It's called The One Thing. So
I'm getting it.
yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Right.
It like takes your overall goal and like helps you break things down day by day. Like what's one task I could do today that's going to help with my month goal or my year goal or my summer goal or whatever. But it's all broken down in a very digestible way. It's written by the guy, I think, Gary Keller, who owns Keller Williams Real Estate, or part of all that. So yeah, see, people are chiming in too about it, but it's a great book.
Awesome.
No matter what you do, or even if you don't do anything, it's a great book.
I like this writer Jen Sincero, and she has You're a Badass.
She's
and You're a
awesome, yeah.
Badass. And I just love her, and the way that she writes is just like funny and relatable, but also you're like, oh, I could be doing this or whatever, you know. It's just really good. And yeah, I like that. And I just noticed like having people around me that are also like goal oriented, doing like things too. I think like Amber was saying, you guys like my Crayola, is important too. So
Yeah.
inspiring. Yeah.
Thank you guys for sharing. Do you guys practice a morning routine, or what is something that you do practice very routinely?
Ooh, so not necessarily at the moment because it's really cold, but during spring and summer, I wake up, first thing I do is make myself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, depending on my mood. And then I go straight to my porch, and I'll sit on my porch or stand on my porch, whether it's really breezy or really hot. And I just kind of, that's like my morning movement almost. And I'll do some stretches, but it's like getting that fresh air and drinking water and tea and coffee. Those are like, that's how I get my day started no matter what. So yeah, that's all I got.
Love it.
Oh, wait. I use a 6-minute journal. I don't know if you guys have heard of that.
I have a 5-minute journal.
I know there's so many different little journals. I love them. But the whole point of the journal is to just point out gratitude and find like more ways to be better the next day. And I can't even explain how much it's changed like my whole outlook of life, writing down gratitudes or like affirmations. It totally takes your attention away from the negative, which is so surrounding us at all times. So it's really nice to like have a force field, which is my little 6-minute journal, to reflect all that out of there. So
it's a great way to like start the day, like get your mind before you give anyone else your time, give it to yourself. And like
exactly, I love that.
Do you have something?
Typically my day starts at 5 a.m. so I'm not waking up any earlier to do something for myself other than chug some coffee and get here. But I try it like at least once a day, which can be hard if you're a fitness instructor, to move for myself. Like, it's very easy to get into just teaching. But I don't, like, I'm just of the belief that even if I'm teaching a fitness class, it's not the same, because I might be stopping to look at someone's form, or maybe I can't exactly go as hard because then I can't talk the whole time. So I try to move at least one time a day just for me, even if it's not in here and it's like out on a walk with my dog, or even just being outside. Is huge for me. I have some other things in practice like meditation and stuff, but I don't have consistency with those things. So because life. So
Yeah. I love that. Okay. Last question, I think, or maybe we have two more, but
that was it.
we're big coffee people in Alaska and in life. Do you guys have a favorite, like, go-to drink? Yeah.
What's your drink order?
Yeah.
Ooh, drink order. Mine's so easy. I just do an Americano with cream and sugar with an extra shot. Because I'm boring like that.
Love the extra shot.
Now I want one, really.
No, I'm an Americano girl too. 12-ounce
Yeah, me
Americano, Madagascar vanilla, and if I'm not getting coffee, then I'm getting a matcha latte. So
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Matcha.
Favorite.
Yep. I'm on that Americano train too, just caramel and cream or almond milk. So, we got a lot of Americano lovers up in here.
everyone's
Yep.
like, coffee?
Yeah, I know.
We love our coffee in Alaska. Okay. Okay, I want to answer this
Americanos.
question. I really liked this one. We might have talked about this.
Yeah, a little bit.
I feel like I'm constantly jumping from one thing, from thing to thing, trying to keep up or stand out. What do you recommend doing to find a niche, if that makes sense, or a niche? I don't know. I say niche. I'm not a panelist, but I just want to say, I think part of finding your niche is dabbling in everything and kind of doing, it comes with time. I think, like, I've been an esthetician 5 years, and I really don't think, I think just over the last year, I've really found what I love to do and what makes, what fuels me at work. So I think, like, time is part of finding your niche and experiencing a lot. Anyone else?
Yeah, experience for sure.
Experience.
And just, I feel like I kind of always knew my niche when it came to like doing the branding thing, but I would always try and manipulate it because I'm like, no, that's not good enough. Or like, I was really trying to like impress other people. And once I really just stuck to the thing that was like, okay, well, I don't have the mental capacity to start creating all of these little graph things. So I'm just going to stick to this like quote because I like making quotes. Found an app that has a specific little font that just goes with my whole scheme. So it was like, okay, well, now my quotes are going to be my little tiny niche, a part of my branding thing. And then on top of that, it just kind of dominoes out of that. You can't push away the things that you love just because other things for other people are working better or working just for them at the time and where they are. So I think it's just kind of just being true to yourself. Like, you know what you like, so dive into that. Like, you got this.
Actually, I was just gonna say that. Is like, if you are sitting there dreading what you're doing, you're probably not doing the right thing. You should love what you do. So, specific to branding or specific to finding your niche, it's, if you're sitting there and you feel like, oh, I'm drained all the time when I'm doing this is not what I want to be posting, but I just have to do it to like fit the mold, change it up. I mean, really, and then you can see what also people are responding to, what your audience responds to in your brand, and things like that. So like I said, I'm not a panelist, but that's what I would say. Like, you should be getting filled up by your work and not drained, even though like it's tiring. You shouldn't feel this.
I had this problem. I had this issue when we started Innergy, and I guess got a little bit deeper into it because it's like, hey, add bar, add cycling. Do you want booty yoga? Do you want this? Do you want that? And it was like, I'm a very like optimistic person. So when I get like asked questions, like my initial brain is like, yes, 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 yes. You know what I mean? But it's like, that is not going to help. And so I probably actually read this in that book, The One Thing, but what is it? It's not Qdoba, but it's Chipotle. Like I heard of something called the Chipotle rule. And think about Chipotle as a company, right? Like they're gigantic. And it's like they stick to 3 things. Like they stick to 3 things. You get a burrito, you get a salad, or you get a bowl. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, you can add on these other little things, but they have 3 things that they offer, and they're just like what I assume would be a multi-million-dollar company. You know what I mean? So not that I applied that to what I was doing. Like what, so okay, I'm not going to go past 3 things. You know, we might have fusion things, but any more than like 3 base things is going to be a lot for one person or even one company to handle. You know what I mean? I mean, look at where like Miracle Works, you guys are at Cloud9 is a spa, esthetician, whatever, but overall, like there's still not a lot of like broad or like main things that are offered, and then like umbrellas open under that. You know what I mean? So it's not like you're like, hey, we're gonna cut hair here. Hey, we're also gonna have a gym. Hey, we're also an esthetician spa. No, we are like highly functioning aesthetic spa, and we offer these things. You know what I mean? So if that makes sense for like getting overwhelmed with all the options that are like out there, like at least like limit it to like 3.
Yeah. And I think something that is really great about what you said also is like when you're doing something really well, there's someone else that's doing what you're not doing really well. And so something that like, especially Miracle in her work or, what we do is if we don't offer something at the spa or if you don't offer something, it is great to refer people. There are other people that
Totally.
we don't do lash extensions. We don't carry PCA at the spa, different things like that, but we know places that do. And we are more than happy to say, you know what, we can't help you with that, but I know somewhere that does. I know individual estheticians and, referring people to like Amber or Revive or different places that if someone's looking for something, do that, because if they go in and they say, oh yeah, Miracle told me to come here, then that person knows, first of all, is being true to supporting a community and not just in it for herself and her own gains. But also that person will hear that and say, oh my goodness, well maybe Miracle does something that I don't offer. And I want to now refer people to her because I know that like we can help each other out. So if you're not doing everything, that is amazing. Great. Stick to what you are good at, because if it's not, it's like Jordan was saying, having a few things is really good for your niche and you'll grow still.
Yeah, being like an esthetician, and I'm thinking of like photography too, which I'm sure this goes for a lot of things, is in the beginning, I feel like you want to try to do it all. And like, yes, aesthetics is only so much, but even that I was doing skincare, lash lifts and tints, full body waxing, tinting, like so many things. And it really drains you and you feel like you can't do everything and do it all well. So I feel like and I had to start doing everything to kind of know what I loved to do and what I felt best at. So getting the experience, dabbling in it all, but knowing that you should, like Jordan said, limit it down so you can be the best at what you do have. Like photography too, you can be, photographers can shoot everything, landscape,
you want to.
maternity, but like find your niche, find what you love to do and what you feel you're the best at.
Right. Exactly.
I want to like touch up on the referral part of it. Clients are so attracted to community and connection. So when you say, or when I have customers come to me and they're like, look, I have these blackheads and it's like they will never come out, I am so quick to be like, you need to go to Cloud9 and get like a dermal infusion or like a hydrofacial, because I can give you a peel, I can give you all these things, but if you are super focused on just blackheads, I don't have that piece of equipment and I know someone who does, and they're going to trust me to refer them to someone who I trust, and they're going to remember both of us that way, and they'll refer people to both of us no matter what, because we were upfront with them and we were honest. So,
and I mean, from a whole different business perspective, like if someone wants a CrossFit workout, they're not going to get that here. So they're not going to be happy with their experience. They're not going to keep coming back, and they're probably not going to give a good review. If I'm like, yeah, come to Innergy, we do CrossFit. No, we don't. You know what I mean? Like, go to the CrossFit gym. It's okay. You know what I mean? So all the way around, like, find the things you're good at. Like you guys said, the things you can also enjoy, but don't be afraid, like Miracle said too, to dabble and experiment for a little while. You know, that's how you do figure it out.
Yep.
mhm.
Exactly.
And I don't care about saying that I don't like CrossFit, because I don't.
Be true to you, Jordan.
That was a question.
So social media is such a struggle for me. How do you know, okay, how do you know how much is too much information for a social media post? We can talk a little bit about this. I do want to say that our May event is going to be on Instagram,
yeah.
social media, primarily Instagram.
Woo.
There are avenues of social media, but
Exciting.
we really want to, I mean, that's a whole topic in itself, Instagram, and there's so much to go into. But yeah, how do you know how much information is too much information for one post? How do you guys gauge a post on Instagram?
So
There are analytics online actually about like the science behind what people will read, and like how many words, like even for emails, like how many words in a headline people will see in their box and like read or skip over. There are a lot of analytics online for stuff like this. Like if you're interested, like I'm a dork, so I'm interested in stuff like that. I don't always go by it, but it's at least good to know, like, there's an actual science and study behind like what attracts people to certain posts and things, which is crazy to think about because all this stuff didn't exist even like 20 years ago. But the analytics do exist for that if you care to look. I try to keep it simple, although some of mine are long-winded, so I don't really have a science behind it for myself. Just like what I want to share, I share. But I think it also depends on the like what you do, you know, what you're talking about.
I think I'm going to add to that really quickly, just because this is kind of what I do. Is first of all, Later is an amazing resource to use. They put out a newsletter on current trends, analytics, what things people are using or focusing on, just to stay current with that stuff.
What is it called?
Later.
Later.
Later. I use Planoly as a Instagram planning app, but Later is also a great one. And I love their newsletter. I love reading about what people are using, what people are doing. And even if it doesn't follow my brand, or if it's not on brand with what I'm doing, then I just skip over it. But it's really interesting to know that something they shared a few days ago is Facebook and Instagram use is up 40% since the quarantine. 40%. That is a big number. And so understanding that this is probably a good time to new content or different things like that is it's good information, and having access to that. So I would just say, like, subscribe to different things like that if you're interested in knowing more about that topic. You're not going to learn, like I said, if you don't ask for help. So those are good resources. And then I had something else, but I lost it because I talked too much. But yeah, so that was something that, another thing that this is from Jenna Kutcher, I think, on the Gold Digger podcast, is something that she talks about is if your post is not entertaining, educational, or if it's not adding value in some way. I forget what the third one is right now, but basically, like, add value to what you're doing, whether that's in your post or in your caption, whatever it is. Humor, yeah, if it's whatever it might be, focus in on that. Don't just post a random something because you have to put something up. You don't have to put something up. Be intentional about what you're posting. And that stays with being on brand. and following those things. So if you feel like it's valuable, if you would find value in the post, then share it. If you're worried about just getting stuff out there, or this has to be a mini blog, or like the caption has to be long, or the caption has to be short, or I can't think of a caption. People want to hear your voice. So don't try to, be something else. If you saw this photo, and all you thought about was that the person looked like a character in a movie or something like that, write about it. Write about what is going to, like, what sparks your interest, and other people will, I think, be interested in it too, if that makes sense. Okay, so one question is, once you have decided what you love and want to offer, how do you wield customers to keep coming for other things? I have such a small retail space, so I have to make choices about what I offer, but every single day people are asking me for things I don't offer.
Hold on. How do you wield customers who keep coming to you for other things? Maybe, I don't know, maybe market better for what you do offer, and then have your go-to people for the things you're commonly asked for to refer to. Like, I get asked all the time about lash extensions and I don't do them, so I have my go-to people I refer to. And then, that sucks if people are constantly coming to you for things you don't offer, but they change up your marketing maybe. I don't know.
Also, that might be a good opportunity. If you don't want to expand, don't expand. But if people are asking for the same things and you haven't dabbled in it, it might be a good opportunity to kind of see, this is what the market is asking for, and is that something that I have the opportunity to provide? And if not, have references, but it might be worth giving it a shot, and just see how the market kind of accepts you in that. If you guys have anything to add, feel free.
I would just say trust your gut. Like, if you're hearing stuff a lot and it's from, customers maybe that are regular, like, you can get some input. But I have some instructors in the community reach out to me quite often about a certain class that I do not want to offer here. And they keep asking, but like, my gut and my intuition, I don't want that class here. I don't necessarily feel bad about it, because they're going to offer it somewhere else, and people who want that class are going to go there. So I think that does tie into, like, knowing your brand and knowing yourself too with what you want to offer. So explore it. If you're getting a lot of asks for it and it's like making you think like, okay, maybe I should do that, explore it, but don't think that you have to, because you're the boss, you're in charge.
Totally.
I love that.
I believe that was all of our questions.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah.
From the sounds of it, you need to have like an Americano meeting next.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess, does anyone have anything else they want to say before we wrap this up? No?
I don't know.
Go
ahead, Miracle. No, you go ahead.
I just want to truly say thank you. This was like really fun and cool, and not how we wanted our first event to be, but this is cool. I just like to get together and share valuable information. And yeah, Sidney.
So we'll keep you guys updated about what's going to happen for the May event. It's May 1st, is the first Friday in May. So we're sticking with that date. Whether or not it's looking like it's going to be another virtual event. So we'll kind of see where things are at with that, but we'll keep you guys updated on social media. Again, thank you guys for coming, everyone who showed up for this event, and really, really, really thank you to our panelists. You guys are incredible in your field, and I feel very fortunate to have learned something from you guys. And
thanks for being with us, like navigating this weird time too. Also,
I have one more thing too. this changed because we were going to be in person. So I was going to offer like a class special, but I have built a promo code for our online classes, and there's 35 free classes in a promo called the code that's just Landmark Collective on our Vimeo site. So like, just, I know that like some people have already left, but like, just be kind, use one class and then like give it to everyone else. So if you could write that in the chat, the promo code is Landmark Collective on our Innergy on demand Vimeo site if people want to take a class, just for being here today. I mean, it's like all we can do, but yeah. And if, you know, if we're all involved in another one here soon or in the next couple months, hopefully we can offer something that's in studio as well.
That's awesome. If anybody has anyone they think if you think you would be a good future panelist, or you have someone you know who would be a good future panelist, we really, we're super active on our Instagram. I mean, go ahead and just message us always. We're always looking for people. We're trying to line up the events for the rest of the year. Again, like we had like surveys and stuff we were going to give out. Maybe we'll do like an email survey or something, but we just really want feedback so we can keep growing and learning and bringing the community together, and sharing resources. So
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for making all this possible. And
so fun.
like, there's never been anything like this, I feel like, especially in Wasilla. So for other businesses to be able to jump on here and learn from real humans, it's awesome, really. Because I mean, I feel like there's more like one-on-one communication. I feel like it's just easier to take information from and to just open your mind up a little bit better, I guess. So I seriously appreciate you guys for even giving us all the chance to be here. So love you.
We also recorded this. So
awesome.
People, if it was like spacey, people going off and getting on different things like that, or anyone that wasn't able to do it, we will figure out a way, either if we have to email a link or different things like that, people will be able to watch back if there was something that they wanted to see, or if people purchased tickets and weren't able to jump on with us today. So please come to our real life events in the future.
Hey, so excited. I'm so happy that this still happened with quarantine though, honestly.
I know, it's crazy.
So nice to see y'all's faces and like inspiring. So I have like a list of stuff, books I'm gonna get now. I'm like, yes, so nice.
Read right now.
Yeah.
Get some books.
Yeah.
Getting some books, guys. Getting some books.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thank you. I don't even know how to turn this off.